Exodus chapter 12. And the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month is to you the beginning of months. It is to you the first among the months of the year. Speak to all the gathering of the sons of Israel, saying, The 10th of this month, let each take a sheep according to the houses of the families, a sheep according to a house. But if there should be very few in the house, so as not to be enough for the sheep, he shall include himself the neighbor neighboring him, according to the number of souls, each sufficient for him to be counted for the sheep. It shall be to you a perfect male, unblemished sheep of a year old. From the lambs and from the kids you shall take. And it will be to you for carefully keeping until the 14th of this month. And they shall slay it, all the multitude of the gathering of the sons of Israel towards evening. And they shall take from the blood, and they shall put it upon the 2 doorposts, and upon the lintel on the houses in which they should eat them in them. And they shall eat the meats in this night, roasted by fire. And unleavened breads with bitter herbs they shall eat. You shall not eat of them raw, nor being boiled in water, but roasted by fire, head with the feet and the entrails. You shall not leave anything from it into the morning, and you shall not break a bone of it. And the things being left behind from it unto morning, you shall incinerate in fire. And thus you shall eat it, with your loins girded, and the sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hands. And you shall eat it with haste. It is the Passover of the Lord. And I shall go through in the land of Egypt in this night, and I shall strike all firstborn in the land of Egypt, from man unto beast. And among all the gods of the Egyptians I will execute punishment, I, the Lord. And the blood shall be to you for a sign upon the houses in which you are there. And I will see the blood, and shelter you. And there shall not be to you a calamity of the obliteration, whenever I smite in the land of Egypt. And this day shall be to you a memorial, and you shall solemnize it a holiday to the Lord unto your generations. An eternal law you shall solemnize it. 7 days you shall eat unleavened breads. And from the first day you shall remove yeast from out of your houses. All whoever shall eat yeast, that soul shall be utterly destroyed from out of Israel. It shall be from the first day until the 7th day, and the first day shall be called holy. And the 7th day shall be called holy to you. All servile work shall not be done in them, except as much as is necessary to do for every soul. This only shall be done by you. And you shall guard this commandment, for in this day I will lead your force from out of the land of Egypt. And you shall appoint this day into your generations as an eternal law. Commencing the 14th day of the first month, from evening you shall eat unleavened breads, until the 1st and 20th day of the month, until evening. For 7 days yeast shall not be found in your houses. All whosoever should eat leavened bread, that soul shall utterly be destroyed from out of the congregation of Israel, unto both foreigners and native born of the land. anything leavened you shall not eat. In every home of yours you shall eat unleavened breads. And Moses called the whole council of elders of Israel, and said to them, Going forth, take to yourselves a sheep according to your kin, and sacrifice the Passover. But you shall take a bundle of hyssop, and having dipped it from the blood by the door, you shall place it on the lintel, and upon both of the doorposts, of the blood which is by the door. And you shall not go forth each from the door of his house until morning. And the Lord will go by to strike the Egyptians. And he shall see the blood upon the lintel and upon both of the doorposts. And the Lord will go by the door, and will not leave off the annihilating, so as to enter into your house to strike. And you shall guard this thing for the law to yourself, and to your sons unto the aeon. And if you should enter into the land, whichever the Lord should give to you, insofar as he spoke, you shall guard this service. And it will be, if your son should say to you, What is this service? That you shall say to them, This is the Passover sacrifice offering to the Lord, as he sheltered the houses of the sons of Israel in Egypt, when he struck the Egyptians, but our houses he rescued. And bowing, the people did obeisance, and going forth, the sons of Israel did as the Lord gave charge to Moses and Aaron, so they did. And it happened in the middle of the night, and the Lord struck all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, the one sitting upon the throne, unto the firstborn of the captive in the pit, and every firstborn of the beast. And Pharaoh rose up at night, and all his attendants, and all the Egyptians, and there was a great cry in all the land of Egypt, for there was not a house in which there was not one dying in it. And Pharaoh called Moses and Aaron at night, and said to them, Rise up, and go forth from out of my people, both you and the sons of Israel. Proceed and serve to the Lord your God, as you say. And the sheep and the oxen of yours in taking up, go, just as you say, and bless also me. And the Egyptians constrained the people with diligence to cast them from the land, for they said that, We all shall die. And the people took their dough before the leavening of their batches, being bound in their cloaks upon their shoulders. And the sons of Israel did as Moses ordered them, and they asked from the Egyptians items of silver and of gold and clothes. And the Lord gave favor to his people before the Egyptians, and they furnished to them, and they despoiled the Egyptians. And the sons of Israel, departing from out of Ramesses into Succoth, to the number of 600,000 footmen, the males, besides the belongings. And a great intermixed company went up with them, and sheep, and oxen, and cattle, many exceedingly. And they baked the dough which they brought from out of Egypt, unleavened cakes, baked in hot ashes, for it was not leavened, because the Egyptians cast them out, and they were not able to remain, nor to prepare provisions for themselves in the journey. And the dwelling of the sons of Israel, which they dwelt in the land of Egypt, and in the land of Canaan, they and their fathers, 430 years. And it came to pass after the 430 year, came forth all the force of the Lord from out of the land of Egypt. It is a night post to the Lord, so as to lead them from out of the land of Egypt. That night itself is a post to the Lord, so as to be to all the sons of Israel into their generations. And the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, This is the law of the Passover. Every foreigner shall not eat of it, and every domestic servant, any which was bought with silver, you shall circumcise him, and then he shall eat of it. Sojourner or hireling shall not eat of it. In one house it shall be eaten, and you shall not bring forth from out of the house of any of the meats outside, and you shall not break a bone of it. Every gathering of the sons of Israel shall do it. And if any convert should come forward to you, and should observe the Passover to the Lord, you shall circumcise every male of his, and then he shall come forward to do it. And he will be as also the native born of the land. Every uncircumcised one shall not eat of it. There shall be one law to the native inhabitant and to the one coming forward to convert among you. And the sons of Israel did as the Lord gave charge to Moses and Aaron to them. So they did. And it came to pass in that day, the Lord led out the sons of Israel from out of the land of Egypt with their force.